Jared, a lot of fight with the 3 goals there in the third period, but how would you describe the first 2 periods and sort of how you guys got into that hole?
Yeah, I didn't mind the first period at all, really, to be honest with you. I thought scoring chances first period were hard to come by, and they got their one on the power play. We just were a split second late reacting on that pass. Yeah, we had a couple really good looks, I think, right at the end of the period, Parise, or near the end of the period, and then the power play that was running into the break had a really good look off the rush on that with a rebound opportunity. I thought Gorgie made a couple big saves in the first, so did Ottinger. And then the second period, though, for me is where it fell apart. Just not sharp. I mean, you can just go to the penalties alone, and it shows you're not sharp. You get too many men on the ice penalties, and you get 2 over-the-glass penalties that unforced, right? So it's 8 minutes of power play. You're giving a really good power play team, and the rest of our execution and frustration kind of keeps building from there. Did not like the second period at all, and so we tried. It just lasted too long, too long of them dominating, too many odd man rushes against, trying to make something out of nothing, just not disciplined, too stubborn with the puck, and lacked the work needed to have success. And then, we turn it around the third, go to work, and it's what happens.
Jared, 2 things. How's Taves doing? 1, and 2, what was your reaction to that hit, maybe in real time, and then if you saw it later, got an explanation about it later?
Yeah, Taves is fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's a physical game. It's a physical player. I just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, does he catch a piece of his shoulder? Yeah, I guess you could argue that. But the target is high, and it's at his head, and it makes contact with the head. I've seen, many times guys get called for the headshot and penalty with a lot less than that, but I guess they didn't think so. And this time of the year, you got to play through some of that stuff. But for me, I don't know. Just makes me wonder again the rules that I know and don't know, and we'll never probably figure out. But it is what it is. You got to play through it. I'm glad he's okay. Yeah, and it's a physical game this time of year. But I just can't understand how it's not a penalty. Even if it isn't a 5.
Evan and Corey.
Last game, you said you felt like being down 3-0. It didn't feel like you guys deserved to be down that way. Did it feel different tonight? I guess with everything, and then I guess going down 3-0 last game and 4-0 this game. What do you need to do? I guess get started right on time.
Well, I just told you. I didn't have any problem with our first period at all. I didn't. They get 1 power play goal. I thought we played a decent period. It wasn't our best period. But it was competitive, and it was disciplined, and it was tough checking, and we made a couple mistakes. They capitalized on the power play to 1-0. I have no problem with that compared to the second. Game can't go away for 20 minutes in the playoffs.
I think you tried 3 different guys with Nate and Mikko. What would you like to see differently from your top line?
Well, they got to go to work. I thought they were frustrated. They were the guys who got frustrated the quickest, the longest, and they're gonna get keyed on this time of year, and they have the ability to win games for us if they stick with it and are resilient and play the right way like they have all year. And tonight in the second period, they didn't. They got frustrated. I was looking for anyone that might be able to give them a spark and help them kind of get their game going. But they're also partly responsible for that. They have to take it upon themselves to make sure their game is right and in order, probably longer than anybody else because they play the most minutes.
You've called this a game of mistakes, and your team was able to do that last game to get them to make some mistakes. Is that what happened with this game, aside from the penalties, that they took in something that you can clean up?
Oh yeah, no question we can clean it up. I didn't think we were nowhere near as good as we need to be for the middle portion of that game.
So, through everything that you're saying, you're not as good and needing to go to work. How much did the penalties just like stunt your ability to be able to get back going the direction that you guys
Part of
wanted
it,
to go?
yeah. But those were it didn't do anything to get 4 power plays. Like, that's enough to lose you the game right there, to get 2 power play goals. 2 power play goals, So it's enough to put you behind the 8 ball right there, and that's just mental, mistakes you can't make this time of year.
You go home 1-1, obviously. Do you feel better about your chances? Do you feel the same? Do you feel like we've learned anything about these two teams in 2 nights?
Yeah, I mean, probably didn't learn a lot that we didn't already know from watching them for a week straight while we're waiting and getting ready, and we know them well from the regular season. But I feel the same. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought, long series. We were able to come in and get 1 game, and it wasn't our best game, and we were able to push back in this one and get close, and it wasn't anywhere near our best game. So we know it's going to be a battle, and we feel good about going home.
Last 2, Jesse Pierre.
All those things considered, you got to like the pushback, the fact that they didn't just roll over there in the third.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, so it's a long series, and there's no use getting frustrated and roll. Like, what part of the message after the second is that's gone, No, you can't fix it now. All you can do is go and put your best foot forward and play as best and hard as you can for the third period and see what happens. That's what they did. So it should give our guys a little confidence knowing that if you kind of stick together and not fragment away from your structure and tactical plan, that you have the ability to win hockey games as a group together. And yeah, they've shown it in the past. I'm sure we'll be better when we go home.
Jared, I don't think traditionally you've worried too much about teams matching up with you in terms of matchups, but they obviously want Tanev on Nate, and they had a good night out of that tonight. Last line change now, going back to Denver. Some things to think about, or
yeah, we always think about them, and we generally don't run from any matchup, and we'll deploy our guys the way, pretty close to the way we always do, but we will move guys around a little bit depending on situations, time and score of the game, where the face-offs are, et cetera. So we'll evaluate that now. We've got 2 games of data to look at and kind of make some decisions from there. But, regardless of who, Nate's playing against, I think that line can be better than they were tonight, So we're yet to see that line's best in this series. So hopefully going home, they'll bring it to the best of their ability.
Thanks, Jared.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.